Hello everyone and welcome to Net Crypto, where you get important information and news about altcoins and tokens of interest. And today we're taking a look at Slothana. So this is a project that we are following through, right? We started covering it in the pre-sale and we're going to be covering it all the way to the end. We're going to see everything that is going to be happening, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And I'm going to be sharing with you some very special information in this one that you need to know, right? Especially when it comes to where is Slothana going, and also in terms of increasing your knowledge, right, in terms of cryptos such as Slothana that are just popping up from the pre-sale, and we've got tons of pre-sales out there that are coming out. And you remember, we don't buy in the pre-sale, right, because a lot of scammy things happen in the pre-sales, and we know some of these pre-sales are being run by the same scammers again and again and again, right? So first thing first, the most important thing that you need to know when it comes to Slothana has to do with adoption. So when a crypto project pre-sale like Slothana now is out, and you can see on their X page there have been a few listings that is come through, right? So we have the listing on Bitrue, right? And I think they are already now being recorded in CoinMarketCap, right? We have a listing on Bitrue, and we also have a listing on Poloniex, right? Poloniex is another centralized exchange, right? So let's just search for Sloth on CoinMarketCap. Also, this is a very important number that you need to take note of, right? So when you just type Sloth, you see this number here, 2510. It represents the ranking of Slothana on CoinMarketCap. So we need this number to start to improve, to become smaller and smaller and smaller. That's how you know that a token is going parabolic, right? And the adoption is massive. For example, if you go and search Pepe, right, you see Paper is number 25, right? And then if you search Book of Meme, right, Bomb, right, you see that Bomb is number 99, right? And Sloth currently is at 2510, right? So a listing, for example, on OKX can actually shed 1,000 points, right, or even more, right? So we need now to start to track which listings are coming through and so on and all that. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of that information, right, when it comes to a project after the pre-sale that is catching on, that is becoming viral, right, so that we can follow it through and ascertain our risk when it comes to investing into these things, right? So now let's jump into CoinMarketCap, right? So we're going to go straight to Slothana, and what we want to find out here are the centralized exchanges, obviously where it is listed on right now, right? And the more centralized exchanges that the token starts to get listed on, the less and less we can start to rely on the number of the holders in terms of the contract, right? Because a lot of investors will be investing directly onto centralized exchanges. So far, we've got Poloniex, we have Bitrue, we have XT. The only one that I've used on this list is Poloniex, right? It was very famous back in the day, like we're talking of 2017, right? That's one of the exchanges you wanted to have. But when the US legislation against crypto started to increase, right, it sort of like went into the background. So obviously, if you are not comfortable buying on Radium, for example, using a DEX, you can open an account on Poloniex, but be extremely careful, right? Because we have seen these third-tier exchanges such as Hotbit, right, Wex back in the day, right? These exchanges, some of them went belly up. Hotbit more recently, they even ran an exit scam, right? I don't think it was intentional, but because of the legislation and all things that happened, the exchange ended up going belly up, right? It's an exchange is more like a bank, except in crypto, right? There is no legislation that controls what happens with exchanges, unlike traditional banks. And we see traditional banks, Silicon Valley Bank, right, crashing. So that's one of the things that we're going to need to actually start to track, right, which is the Sloth, right? So if you just search here Sloth, like we said, very important to keep taking a look at this number 2550, right? And also the other number that is very important for you to track, right, is the current followers, 35,000, 35.1 thousand, right, followers on Twitter, because there is no Telegram for this one, right? So it's very easy for us. Everyone who wants news, who wants to know what's going on with the project, everyone is going to be on X, right? There's nowhere else to get the news. It's either X or on CoinMarketCap. So as popularity starts to increase of the project, we should see this number increasing. So for example, in the last 4 days, we have had an increase of about 1,000, right? When it comes to Slothana. And very important information that you need to also start to track, right? It has to do with whale watching, right? Whale watching is very important. What do we mean? So basically, when the price is increasing, such as this, you see the posts that are coming out, right? Here they say that next stop is going to be uh, 0.05, right? So you see 100 million sloth tokens banned, totaling 5% of supply. So all these things that they are doing, right? The team, they can be also buying tokens to increase the price, because remember, a lot of people did sell when it was launched. These are some of the scam tactics we've seen in the past. Drop the price after launch, scale a lot of people to sell, and then start to pump up the price, even using the liquidity of those that you've lost 50% of, let's say 30K, 50K, 100K, right? So now the price is going to be pumping. But the only way that is going to go viral, right, is if it really starts to catch on. For example, we need a tier 1 exchange listing, which is like an OKX, right? And OKX is a good place to start, and then Bybit as well. That's another exchange that you need to see a listing on there, right? If you don't get like an OKX from the start, right, you don't get a Gate.io, it's going to be extremely difficult, right, for this momentum that is there to continue. And this needs to be happening quite swiftly, right, in terms of the interest of the token, and also in conjunction with whatever the team is doing, whether they are the ones who are buying or whatever, right? So let's just check here the whale transactions, see what's going on, right? So whale transactions are very important to check. So I mostly check the whales and the dolphins. You can check the fish, right? But the whales and the dolphins will tell you exactly what is going on. So the whales are people who have invested over 10,000. So for example, you can see we have two massive sales, actually three, right? A 44,000 here, 47,000, 44,000 sell. And let's just check the wallet that did the sales, all right? So the first one, it's ZH2Y, right? That's a sell. So this is a front running bot. ZH2Y, it bought 44, sold for 44, right? So this one is fine. It made a little bit of profit, nothing much. And then we see the next big transaction. This one was 2N23EN, right? That was a sell. And also DYMA, right? That was another 44,000 sell. 23EN, let's see if we can see any buys here, right? So no buys that we can actually see within the last 24 hours, right? And also we can also track some of these sales. Like here we've got a buy from SUSX, right? So at this stage, it's very important to just monitor what wallets are buying, what wallets are selling, and you record this stuff, right, in your logbook, right? For example, I've spoken about the Big Brain Crypto Ego logbook, very important, right? Like right now, that's where you do the launch price tracking, right? Once it is launched, you start tracking the price, see what's going on. Affiliate link, by the way, is in the description for this book, right? It's very important for you to track what's going on, right? And start to log, okay, this wallet bought, especially these massive wallets that are buying at these price points. And in some other projects, we have seen that the team has actually gone down to dolphins, right, to try and hide the masquerading or pumping up of the price. That's another thing that you can do. You can also just start to look at the transactions of the dolphins to see exactly what is going on, right, with some of these transactions, right? So that's one tip that I can give you. You can just spend time to just check wallets, which wallets are doing what. Especially, you want to take note of wallets that are actually selling for a loss, right? That's one of the things that you want to take note of. So for example, let us just try to remove the dolphins and leave the whales, right? And then we just track. There we see these are the biggest transactions, and the 23EN wallet, that's the one that we see there. We don't see it repeating around here, right? But if you've been watching this like before, you can start to actually jot down to see, okay, this wallet, we saw at what price point it bought, what price point it is actually sold, and so on, right? And remember, there are also transfers that can happen between wallets and so on. And at this stage, the people behind the project will do their very best to try and hide, right, that they're trying to pump up the price liquidity, injecting liquidity and bringing in buys and sells, while also hyping the project to go up. It's just the order of the day. That's how things happen in crypto, right? So the hope will be there that the token will the popularity will catch on and it goes viral, right? So more listings definitely should be on the card, right? And we need to just start to see, if you start to see these numbers going stagnant, right? And you don't see the numbers, for example, on Slothana, right? The 2510 not going down. So we need to drop this 510 and go maybe to 1,800, 1,500, right? Or even below 1,000. And just a listing on, like, OKX, that can actually also okay, right? So I'm going to be also uploading another video today for the members with specific special information, right, that I'm going to be sharing with you in terms of my strategies and how things develop. I'm going to be uploading the video today, but that is only available to those who have joined the Net Crypto membership, right? Obviously not obligated to join. If you join, it can only be for, you can cancel, right? The subscription goes on a month-to-month basis, which means you have access to the videos, right? The exclusive videos that are available to members only. So I'll be dropping a video later on today to the member section of the Net Crypto community, right? And also sharing with you exactly my strategies, right? And things that we've taken a look at. So adoption, very important. So if you've got your copy of the Big Brain Crypto Ego logbook, right, on Amazon, link in the description, you'll be now tracking the adoption, how many people are starting to follow. Also, you'll be adding CoinMarketCap here, tracking the rank, right, of the token. What are people saying about it and all that? Because when those numbers starts to increase, right, that's the numbers that you want to start to track, right? Because we've gone almost 100% within the last 24 to 48 hours, right? And that is a good sign, but it's not conclusive, right? We have seen some other tokens, for example, BTC20, this one. If we just check the price point, it did also go parabolic. It went a massive 3x, right? And then it came crashing down, and today it's as dead as ever, right? Because we've been collecting these tokens for a long period of time, so there's tons of information out there that we've got to track some of these things, right? For example, Book of Meme, right? Book of Meme, we can see here that its current price point is 0.010, right? And it did actually go all the way up to 0.023. So it dropped about 1,000%, but it also did gain 1,000%. So currently it gained about 1,000%. So tokens such as this one, right, is the same thing going to be happening with Slothana? Is it going to be going 1,000%, right? What strategy should be using? I'll be letting you know my strategy right in the member section as I'm dropping a video later on today. So let me know, what is your strategy with this one, right? And what do you think about it? Where do you think it's going? Is it going to be the next Pepe? Is it going to be the next Book of Meme? Just let me know. But on this channel, we're going to be following everything through all the way to the end to see exactly how things develop. Because remember, the power is in knowledge. The power is in looking at multiple pre-sales, seeing all the scammy things that are happening, how you avoid them, how do you spot a Pepe when it's coming, right? And what is the right time to buy? All things like that. You only get that after looking at these things for a long time, right? Crypto, investing into crypto is more like fishing, patience, taking information, right? And then acting upon that information once or twice when a Pepe comes through. But at this stage, we don't know whether this is going to be the next Pepe. We don't know this price point that is occurring right now, right? Whether there's a manipulation. But of course, we're going to be doing well watching and see what is occurring right there. But for this momentum to carry on, definitely tier one exchange listings need to come through, like an OKX, Get.io, right? And that's how you're going to go to Binance. Binance can just drop right now. And once a Binance listing occurs, right, buying at that moment in time, most of the times it comes down. Like, for example, check multiple tokens, even Shiba Inu. You can go and check it. For example, look at Book of Meme. It exploded all the way up, right? And then it came all the way right down. But it's still holding on to that 1,000 gains that it had. But it went all the way up to 2,000. So imagine if you had bought around here, right? So currently we are looking at about a 300x, 3x, right, in terms of Slothana. So we can if it's going to go to Binance, we can conservatively at least expect 1,000%, right? If it's going to go to Binance, or even more than that, if it is going to go to Binance. But this is something that we just need to keep on checking the metrics, keep on checking the adoption, what's going on. And I'll be doing updates, right, to follow this project through all the way to the end. That's how we begin to have a big brain in crypto, right? Become like an eagle. The same way as an eagle will be flying in the sky, goes into the river, catches a fish, comes out, and you wonder how did it do that, right? It's because of information, right? Instinct. But our instinct, unfortunately, in crypto, we have to earn it. We have to log those cryptos, right? So that's why this book is available. You can track up to 70 pre-sales, track them all the way through, and you'll be able to spot a pepe from miles away like an eagle. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.